and after 4 months I was completely cancer-free, and I lost 83 pounds. You need to remember one thing: I didn't do surgery, chemo, radiation. The only thing I did was coffee enemas, fasting, and I ate a lot of fruit.
And all the spiritual and emotional healing.
And a big aspect of my healing, a critical aspect, was that I decided to leave the toxic relationship. And I decided to vote with my feet, okay? And reclaim my life, reclaim my freedom, reclaim my sanity, yes? And today I see a lot of times people decide to cleanse and heal on a physical level, and then they reach a plateau when they cannot really fully step into like vibrant health. And then that's the moment when we look at their relationships, and we see that they don't wanna become authentic with someone, like really say authentically what they really feel, or what they misunderstood, how they judge somebody. They don't want to take responsibility and ownership of some kind of a story that they've been living in. Right? Consider that there's two different things. There are facts, so this stuff happens in our life, and there's the way we interpret this, what we made it to mean about ourselves, about life. Yes? And here, that story, that interpretation, a lot of times is totally inaccurate. When I work as a coach with someone, as a transformational leader, and they've been diagnosed with cancer and they've had all sorts of stuff happening, their story, right? I ask them, what has happened just before you were diagnosed? And they're like, why are you asking? It doesn't matter, right? What matters is, when I heard the news. I'm like, tell me what happened? Nothing happened. Really? Are you sure? Well, I found out, one lady said, I found out that our father had children out of wedlock, and those children inherited everything. Well, does that sound like nothing happened? It's a shock, right? It's shocking news. And another thing, it's something to forgive. If you really want to live a healthy life and happy life, you need to face it and you need to deal with this, yeah? And it sounds like you need a conversation with your father. Sounds like you need a conversation with your whole family, right? So I met, among the people that I met who've been diagnosed with cancer, I noticed one pattern. They are stuck in some kind of a relationship, some kind of a situation. It can be a relationship to their spouse, their mother-in-law, their bank. They might have debts that they feel they are not able to pay, right? Like overwhelming situation, emotional discomfort. Imagine you've been in a relationship with someone who has given you a lot and given you, and now you're kind of feeling like suffocating, and you just want to spread the wings and be free. It's kind of difficult to say, I'm leaving. Yeah, so a lot of times people, when they're stuck in situations that are like unauthentic, they create cancer as a gateway. I must admit, it is very difficult. It's very difficult to have a meaningful, logical, rational, inspiring conversation with someone who's been diagnosed with cancer, because people are in a state of fear. So number one thing, when I speak with someone, I say, what if you would remove fear out of this situation? For a moment, you can put it back later, but what if you would have no fear? What would you consider? Yes, so help them to see it, look at it without fear, with courage, with faith, with possibility. Yeah. Another thing I strongly recommend that people who have been diagnosed should look into their emotional issue. Yes, a lot of times it's a story from childhood. Yes, so for example, Landmark Forum is great at looking at that story and separating meaning that they created from facts that really, really happened. Yeah, and it can be very empowering for them. It can be like a new chapter in life. Yeah? So they quit feeling sorry for themselves, because the thing is that once people are diagnosed, okay, once you're diagnosed, you start feeling special. Okay, and you start feeling sorry.